Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is Trails to Azure. We are in the Orcus Tower in Crossbell and we've done our patrols, we've talked to everyone. Now I think we should probably report back to Dudley that so far nothing strange. And as I was about to say, we might get an indication that even the game says that we've done our patrols, just like I predicted. Alright, let's continue.
今のところは特に問題なさそうですね。
ああ、この調子でもう一度見て回るとしようぜ。
そうね。会議の方はどうなっているのかしら。
そうだな。市長や議長が頑張っているとは思うけど。
問題は鉄血宰相にロックスミス大統領ですか。
まあ休憩時間になったら誰かに聞けばいいんじゃない？
The same day, 3:05 p.m. The trade conference finally reached its halfway point. Before the intermission officially began, the heads of state held a brief press conference for the media. Meanwhile, Lloyd and the others took the opportunity to speak with Mr. Grimwood, who started his break ahead of the others.
"Naruhodo. そんな事情で君たちも警備に参加したのか?"
ええ、正直気休め程度にしかなっていないかもしれませんが。
いやいや、市長暗殺未遂事件で大金星を挙げた君たちだ。この場にいてくれるだけでも私としては非常に心強いよ。
そう言っていただけると。
ありがたいっすね。
それで先生、会議の方はどうなんですか？さほど荒れた雰囲気は感じられませんでしたが。
ああ、今のところは順調だよ。いくつかの通商協定には各国の同意も得られたし、ディーター市長の呼びかけも無駄にならなかったようだね。
そうですか。ちょっと安心ですね。
しかし今のところってことは何か懸念でもあるのかな？
そうなんですか。
オブザーバーである私の口から言うのもなんだが、前半は貿易や金融などの経済的な議案がほとんどだったんだ。しかし会議の後半は各国首脳から定義される議案、しかもどうやらクロスベルの安全保障に関する話が出るらしい。
それは
安全保障ってことは軍事の話も入るってことか。
でも2年前に締結された不戦条約もありますよね。
Yeah, but from what we've seen during Zero and Azure, it might just have been like a small patch that, which was definitely necessary, was never meant to last forever.
あれはリベールの女王陛下が当時のクロスベルの危機的状況を抑えるために提案したものだ。レミフェリアは関わっていないし、何よりクロスベルそのものが不戦条約には関わっていない。その意味でそれとは別の新たな安全保障の枠組みが求められているのは確かでね。
確かにそれは祖父も懸念していました。ならクロスベルを交えた新たな条約を結べばいいのでは？そうですよ。不戦条約と同じ国家間の争いを武力で解決するのを禁止するような枠組みを。
That will never be signed by everyone, I'm sure.
そうか。クロスベルは国家じゃない。帝国と共和国によって承認された自治州でしかない。
そう。それはつまり国際条約を締結できるような国家主権を持っていないということだ。経済的な協定は結べても対等な立場での条約は結べない。 それが結果的にこの地の安全保障をひどく危うくさせてしまっているわけだ。
ややこしいがなんとなく分かってきたぜ。
すみません、ちょっといいですか。クロスベル以外にも自治州というのはあります。レマン自治州、オレド自治州、ノーザンブリア自治州。それらの自治州も同じように国際条約は結べないのですか？
いや、そんなことはない。確かにそれらの自治州もそれぞれの歴史的事情によって国家としては成立していないが、宗主国から移譲される形で同等の主権が認められている。
宗主国。
それらの自治州が決定的にクロスベルと異なる点、それは成立を承認したのがアルテリア報告ということなの。
アルテリア報告というと七葉教会の総本山だったっけ？
Yeah, and we definitely hope to be there one day.
ええ、国土は小さいけど宗教的な権威は持っているから。自治州や自由都市の多くはあそこに頼って成立しているの。
だがクロスベルは帝国と共和国に承認されて成立する自治州、いわば宗主国を2つも持っている形になっているんだ。
ええ、そしてそれが歴史的に様々なねじれと悲劇を生んだ。クロスベルに少しでも主権が認められればもう少し状況は変わるのでしょうけど、それを二大国が認めることは永遠にありえないでしょうね。
そんな、ため息が出てしまいますね。
話を戻すが、どうやら宰相と大統領はそれぞれ安全保障に関する提案があるらしい。
Yeah, I'm pretty sure both of them would have their finger in this pie, if you know what I mean. They will not give full control to the other side. No way, no how. So, yes, I do agree. Very curious to see how that second part will go. Probably a very heated discussion.
無論それは対等な条約を各国が結ぶというものではない。今頃議長や市長たちは警戒を強めているところだろうね。すまない、不安にさせてしまったようだな。まあマクダエル議長などはこのような状況は慣れっこだろう。それにディーター市長の方は何やら策があるようでね。
策ですか？
それはどういう？
いや、詳しい話は私も聞いていないんだが。
失礼します。特務支援課ロイド・バニンクスです。
バニングス、こちらは記者会見が終わった。首脳たちは36階に引き上げたが、お前たちはどこにいる？
はい、34階の休憩室ですが、何かありましたか？
実はオズボーン宰相とロックスミス大統領からそれぞれ申し入れがあった。休憩時間中、お前たちと直接話がしてみたいそうだ。
I guess our reputation precedes us?
相手が相手だ。さすがに断ることもできん。休憩時間中に36階にある両首脳の部屋を訪ねるがいい。左翼の採用が大統領、右翼の採用が宰相の部屋だ。
待ってください。一体何がどうして？さすがに荷が重すぎますよ。
I can imagine that's a lot of pressure for the SSS, but it also gives us a unique position in this whole thing, a new perspective, which can be very, very useful.
甘えるな、バニングス。両者の思惑を伺えるまたとない機会だろうが。
Exactly.
わかりました。すぐに両首脳のところに向かいます。
いざという時はエリー城に頼れ。ビップ相手は慣れているはずだ。話が終わったら報告に来い。
了解です。
ロイド、今のは？
おいおい、 不穏なことを言ってやがらなかったか？
ああ、
Lloyd explained to the others that both Chancellor Osborne and President Rocksmith had requested a private audience with them.
へえ、マジかい？
どうやら冗談ではなさそうですね。
いやはや、驚いたな。どうやら思っていた以上に特務支援課の名前は知れ渡っているようだ。
いや、両首脳のスタッフにそれぞれ知り合いがいるんです。それで興味を持たれただけかもしれません。
なるほど。そいつはありそうだな。
だとしても断るわけにはいかないわね。
ああ、36階の左翼と右翼の採用の部屋だ。早速訪ねてみよう。
了解です。イエスさん。
Okay, so we do get to walk over there by ourselves. So that means we can go over the 30th floor and the 35th floor first. Talking to everyone we can find. And try not to spoil anything to Grace, cause she's gonna try to get in there if she knows that we have a meeting with them. Not anything new. Receiving an audience with the heads of state of both major powers is something substantial, no matter the reason. I'm sure you're apprehensive, but an opportunity like this is worth taking advantage of. At the very least, being able to size up both men up in person should be a valuable experience for you. I was thinking the same thing. We'll head over to see them now. Please excuse us, Mr. Grimwood. I've been doing the same myself throughout the conference. My advice is to cast your worries aside and seize this opportunity. Very, very true. It's an opportunity and nothing to be feared because they want to talk to us. So we hold all the cards at the moment. You know, I'm not sure where Vice Commissioner Pierre headed off to. He's been gone for a while now. Maybe he went to the security command room? I think the only suspicious person we have right now is Pierre. Because he says he's worried about his wife, but what if it's something else? What if his wife was kidnapped by one of the Jaegers or the terrorists and they're trying to make him do stuff in order for them to get access to Orcus Tower? Just an idea. Or at least that's how I would do it. Right, the gate is still closed. Perfect. How are you and your men faring, Captain Grant? Just fine. Everyone's standing by on high alert. They're used to being ready for an emergency at any moment. Well, I suppose they would be. That's reassuring to hear. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to go over how our forces will be deployed for the second half of the conference. What are you doing here? You should visit the Chancellor and the President while there still is time. I hope I don't have to tell you what it wouldn't be wise to keep them waiting. I know, but the game will not proceed until we get there, so we have time. Or at least I'm hoping so. Even if those terrorists don't show up during the intermission, they're still the latter half of the conference, or even after the session closes. I hope I'm overthinking it, but it's too soon to start calling it a day on things. We'll be ready when the time comes, that much I'm sure of. Oh, halfway through the conference and things are still situation normal. Our goal is to detect any terrorist activity before they strike, but I wouldn't complain if nothing would happen at all. Me too. Because let everything stay nice and peaceful, it would be for the best. Our forces have been scouring the premises for hours, but we still haven't seen hide or hair of any of the terrorists. Just where could those lowlifes be hiding? We haven't picked up any suspicious activity in or out of the city for the time being. Our surveillance team reported no movement whatsoever by Heyu or the Red Constellation either. I wish I could call that a good sign, but all it does is make me feel uneasy. This may only be the calm before the storm. I think it is the calm before the storm. And there's one thing I want to try in this episode. I want to try using the elevator and see if we can reach the rooftop. Because to me, that will probably be the one place that is the easiest to get inside the building of. If you have, well, a plane, a helicopter, or whatever kind of flying mechanism exists in this world. Security procedures remain the same whether the conference is in session or not. Even with security this tight, we still have to remain vigilant of any potential avenues the terrorists might try to break through from. There are several possibilities, so we're all keeping our ears to the ground. Keep up the good work, that's all I can say about that. Ooh. So elevators are not something we are allowed to use? How many times must I tell you, the press isn't allowed past here. Well, it's still intermission though, right? Can't you just, look the other way? We promise we only want to take a few photos and they won't even know we're there. That's right, I can't go back to Grace empty-handed, please let us through. Persistent as ever. Good luck trying to tell a reporter where they can and can't go. Oh, that is so true. Well, as long as there's no one trying to physically force their way through, they're not breaking any rules. I guess so. This is all part of being a member of the press, right? Either way, we may as well give up on any hope of using the elevators right now. Okay, there goes my plans of trying to get to the roof. Reporters are blocking the way to the elevators. There doesn't seem to be any way to get past them for the time being. Alright. That's right, all nations agreed on that issue as well. Go ahead and forward that to our main office. Looks like he's making a call in his Enigma. Most likely to his colleagues outside of the tower. I guess this job is providing them with a little play-by-play what's happening on the inside of the conference. Well, sounds like a rough job. Boring too. It's rather unusual for the two major powers to compromise on Crossbell state proposals to this extent, don't you think? Granted, the two have a vested interest in seeing their state prosper, but it's still a shock to see. Yeah, but that's why we're so worried about the second part of the conference. It might get a little bit more heated then. Oh, I'd say the first half of the conference went well, despite any hidden agendas the major powers have up their sleeves. Revitalizing the continental economy is a welcome suggestion as far as Liberal and Remiferia are concerned. Yeah, just like everybody's already saying, the first half went perfectly. It's the second half we need to worry about. I'm amazed at how many agreements have been reached regarding the continent's economy. This could very well be the influence of the mayor's current role as CEO of the IBC. I don't think it's stretched to say that economic development is the key to maintaining peace across Lemuria. Yeah. The thing is, because we've played Cold Steel, we know what's coming, and this feels so much more like the calm before the storm in that way because of what we know. I can't wait to see it. Hey there, Lloyd and company. How's security detail going? Peachy? For now at least. What about you? Did you manage to get the scoop you were looking for? Oh, you know it. We've been doing pretty well for ourselves so far. Speaking of which, I might end up writing a genuinely positive article for once. All I need now is some material with a little more zing to it. Something the public would eat right up. I'm sure you already know this. But please don't go sneaking off someplace you're not supposed to. Our jobs are tough enough as it is. Oh, I won't. I was going to make Reigns do... listen, I promise I won't break any rules, okay? See? No fingers crossed or anything. Come on, don't worry about it. I'm more worried than ever now. As am I. And so am I, cause... Grace not breaking any rules? That's so not like her. I, Gracelyn, do swear by oath to follow the rules. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go report into my editor before heading over to the break room. Like they said, I don't trust it, not one bit. Is that Arios and Kilika? I believe so. What could they be talking about? Nearly a year has gone by since you left the guild. Are you adjusting well to your new job? Oh, more or less. Though the workload is much heavier than it doesn't even begin to compare. So I imagine. And how has Shizuku been? As cheerful as ever, though sometimes I feel as though she's a bit too accommodating for a child her age. She was recently blessed with a wonderful friend as well. I have noted that she smiles more often since then. Oh, that's good to hear. It's already been half a decade since Saya's passing, hasn't it? Not to mention 6 years since our first meeting. That's right, 6 years. You were wandering the continent when you came across Saya in Crossbell City by chance. As I remember it, she insisted you stay with our family while you were in town, no matter how much you tried to refuse. Imagine my surprise when I saw you working for the Brazier Guild in Liberal 3 years later. Oh, the goddess works in mysterious ways. You never quite know what threads will end up tying people together. I'll never forget the hospitality the two of you showed me back then. My only regret is that I was unable to return the favor to her. There's no need to dwell on it. The fact that you remember it to this day would be more than enough for Saya. I was thankful that those two know each other before they met through the guild. Evidently so, but I feel like it would be rude to listen in any further. I agree. Let's leave before we interrupt them. I just want to interrupt them a little bit. Just a little. I just remembered. Estelle and Joshua wanted to see you when you came earlier in the year. They were disappointed to miss you when they heard you and Lynn had lunch together during the anniversary festival. Oh, were they? It wasn't my intention to give them the cold shoulder. If time had permitted, I would have been more than happy to do a little catch-up. That being said, I've heard plenty about their achievement while they were here in Crossbell. It's amazing to think those are the same two rookies who came through the doors of the Zeiss branch 2 years ago. Indeed, they were invaluable to us during their stay. I should have expected as much from a pair that were raised by Cassius. I look forward to seeing how they continue to grow. Me too. And I can't wait to have another game where they're part of our team. That's right, Clea used to be a Brazier Guild receptionist in Liberal. Well, that explains why she knows Estelle and Joshua. Oh, it's a small world, as I say. People often have fewer degrees of separation between them than you expect. Incidentally, I've heard that you've been keeping in touch with Zin. Oh, you could say that. Though we rarely get a chance to meet anymore, our positions being what they are. That's enough eavesdropping for one day, we should move along. Okay, let's check up on everything here. Just the cleanup crew. And is that Pierre? He's still very suspicious to me. Phew, and there we go. Oh, it's up to us to make sure the attendees have a nice tidy room they can feel comfortable in for the second half of the conference. I promise to give this table the wipe down of a lifetime. Oh, the Vice Commissioner looks so apprehensive standing there. I wonder what's on his mind. Don't worry, I won't bother him, I'm just worried is all. Yeah, and I'm worried too, but for whole different reasons. Alright, now to straighten out this microphone. I have to admit, I get a bit jittery thinking of how some of the most powerful people on the continent were sitting here just moments ago. My, what an amazing view. It is difficult to imagine a terrorist would take wing in such a beautiful sky. Yes, that's right. The mere notion is absurd. There's simply no way it could ever happen. He doesn't seem too convinced. Terrorist. The mere notion is absurd. I must be overthinking things. Still very suspicious. Oh, this is the waiting room for those accompanying the representatives from Erebonian Liberal. Which means that just minutes ago, the Julia Swartz was standing right in the spot. It makes me want to scream. Yeah, Swartz has a lot of fans. I mean, a metric ton. I spotted Mr. McLean having a conversation with President Rocksmith's aide in the waiting room down the hall. They seem to already be acquainted. I wonder just what their relationship is. Oh, hello, Angie? Yeah, we're in the middle of an intermission. Oh, that's right. Class 7 is at Corellia Fortress right now. I'm a little worried about what the Imperial Liberation Front is up to, but they should be fine as long as Crow's with them. I'll keep an eye out on my end, so you guys be sure to do the same. That's not like any orbment I've seen before. It must have been co-developed by the Foundation and the Reinford Company. Whatever it is that girl was talking about, though, she seemed pretty on top of it all. Not just anyone could do that sort of thing. Yeah, and it gives us like an insight on where Cold Steel is in this point of the game. Yeah, it's getting closer and closer. Huh? You love me? Angie, this is a serious situation here. I'll keep an eye out on over at my end. You guys be sure to do the same. Angelica, she just can't help herself, can she? There haven't been any reports of potential terrorist activities so far. I'd like to believe our security is just that airtight, but we can't get ahead of ourselves. Until the conference is over and done, we need to remain as vigilant as we've ever been. The conference is only half over. I'm not dropping my guard for 1 second until we get the all clear. The staff members are currently resetting the conference room. You're free to enter if you'd like. Oh, we've already done that. Because you gotta inspect everything on every patrol. Huh? Ah, it seems the elevators arrived. How about that? Please, after you. Oh, I couldn't. You go on ahead. It's quite alright. I promise you I'm in no particular hurry. No, I insist. You were here first. What's up, Lloyd? Take a look at those two soldiers by the elevator. They appear to be trying to compromise on who rides the elevator first. Oh, this is kind of painful to watch. Look at them go, like an awkward couple on the first date to the anniversary festival. Yeah, we can forego using the elevator for now. It will only spare us the emotional turmoil. Yeah, a good call. Those soldiers are having a bit of a moment in front of the elevator. Let's just use the stairs. Nice way for the game to force us to use the stairs instead of the elevator. We keep on trying, that's for sure.
Ah, この前レミフェリアに出張した時にばったりとな。なんとか逃げようとしたんだが、踏んづけばっちまったよ。何発投げられたと思う？
Not enough, I'm sure.
一発も。代わりにしがみつかれて泣かれてしまったんじゃないですか？
ね。
ルーシー先輩の気持ちはわかりますから。多分先輩が普段どれだけ危険なことをしているのか気づいたんじゃないかと思います。
女ってのは頭に恐ろしく鋭くなるからな。やりにくくて仕方ねえぜ。
自業自得ですね。懐かしいな。レオ先輩とも会っていませんし、いずれ同窓会とかしたいですよね。先輩、ダメですよ。そこは、おお、見知らぬあたりでパーッと豪勢にやるか。 とか言ってくれないと。
I'm pretty sure he wants to say that, but considering the current situation, he definitely can't.
一本取られたな。約束はできんが、ま、努力はしてみるさ。期待しないで待っててくれ。
わかりました。楽しみに待っています。それでは私はこれで。
ああ、ジークのやつにもよろしく言っといてくれ。やれやれ、ほんと成長してやがんな。さすがは次期女王陛下。あんたらもそう思わないか？
Oh yes, we definitely do. But I'm thinking there he's not talking to us right now. He's not breaking the walls.
気づかれてたか。
あ、すみません。立ち聞きするつもりはなかったんですが。
つい聞こえてしまって。でもエリーさん、すごく興味津々でしたね。ティオちゃん。
いや、でも気になるぜ。一国のお姫様相手に随分お安くないじゃねえの。
ああ、学校の後輩ってだけだ。と言っても日曜学校じゃなくてジェニス王立学園ってところだが。
ジェニス王立学園、確かリベールにある有名な高等学校だったかな。
ええ、確かに留学生も多く受け入れているけど。それじゃあ国費で留学されていたんですか？
いや、ポケットマネーさ。ギリアスのおっさんのな。そんじゃ俺もこれで失礼させてもらうぜ。ああ、そういやあんたらタヌキどもに呼ばれてるんだってな。どちらも一筋縄じゃいかないからせいぜい気をつけとけよ。
Thanks, Lecter. That little extra pressure was just what we needed.
あ、
相変わらず怪しさてんこ盛りな人ですね。
リベールの次期女王の先輩にあたる情報将校か。ますます興味深いね。
いずれにしても彼が鉄血宰相の配下として動いているのは何を狙っているのか見極める必要がありそうだな。
Okay, so maybe we should head down and see if we can find Lecter. Because he went down the stairs, so he has to be here somewhere. And if he is, we might be able to talk to him. And if not, if he's somewhere we can never see, at least we tried. Ah, perfect. Just what I wanted. Ah, so you're a coffee connoisseur too, Grizzly Grim. You and Chancellor would get along just fine. Ah, I take it His Excellency often enjoys a good cup himself then. Oh yes, he likes it how he likes it to spare. Black as ink on a moonless evening. He loves the stuff. I don't think I've ever seen him blink in all the years I've known him. Of just the sheer amount of caffeine he has inside his body. Is that so? Well, that explains how he manages to keep his eye on the ball all the time. The Chancellor and caffeine sounds like a very intense combination. As dark and bitter as he likes his coffee. I see. So Chancellor Osborne is a team coffee in the war against tea. What about you, Lecter? Which side are you on? Oh, sorry to burst your bubble, but I've always been a tea guy personally. But why do you care so much about what a second secretary likes anyway? Doesn't sound like much of a scoop to me. What can I say? Seeing a good-looking guy like you, I figure maybe I should call dibs. Pretty faces make for some real eye-catching on the front pages. Aw, stop, you're gonna make me blush. She's laying it on really thick. Still, it looks like Grace has a little handle on what makes Lecter tick. From what I see, the little game of cat and mouse is their way of sizing each other up. Oh, it definitely is. I just remembered. There's something important I want to discuss with you, Grizzly Grim. There is? About what? Well, you see, I've been having some troubles over at my workplace. You're an expert on civil rights, yeah? I'd like to hear a few takes from you. Ah, so that's it. Unfortunately, this isn't exactly the most appropriate place for a consultation. How about I leave this with you and you can contact me whenever it's convenient. Mr. Greenwood handed Lecter a business card. Hey, thanks. I guess Lecter's taking this opportunity to network. He does work in intelligence after all. Social wiles come with the territory. Let me ask you this, Grizzly Grim. Yes, quite so. Huh? Ah, so that's the way it is. As curious as I am to know what they're talking about, we can't just stand around here forever. Let's not eavesdrop any more than we already have. Come on, eavesdropping is what we do. It's not a bad thing, I think. Mostly. Okay, these are all the same. Then there too. And the guy Grace was talking to is gone as well. Perfect. Alright, let's get back to the 36th floor and start looking over the rooms that are not the ones that want to talk to us. I saw Princess Claudia a few moments ago. I knew she'd be here, but I could still hardly believe my eyes. Being so close to many dignitaries at once has me starstruck. I don't think I could live with the shame of letting them down. That's a good enough reason to stay sharp today. This is His Lordship Prince Elber's room. Speaker Modell is currently paying him a visit inside. However, I've been instructed to let you pass. You're welcome to enter if you'd like. His Lordship is currently visited by Speaker McDowell. However, I was instructed to let you pass. Alright, so it's not just gonna be those two that want to talk to us. Everyone else doesn't mind seeing us, so plenty of conversations to be had. We're done deliberating for now, but I'm absolutely exhausted after facing both Osborne and Rocksmith at once. Oh no, don't sell yourself short, your lordship. You've grown quite capable of commanding the room when needed. I'd say your predecessors will be proud of the way you handled yourself in there. Well, it's been 5 years since I ascended to the throne. Remfera's domestic order has finally been secured, but I've much to learn as a statesman. Ah, look who it is. Thank you again for all your help yesterday. Ah, good afternoon, Special Support Section. Oh, pardon our interruption. Ah, I did hear about your being added to the security detail today. We appreciate your service. It's my understanding that you once even saved Speaker McDowell's life. It would seem we're in good hands. Well, I think you may be expecting a little bit too much from us. Ah, not at all. I too find your presence here most reassuring. We'll need that peace of mind to properly navigate the second half of the conference. About that, do you expect the upcoming discussions to become problematic, Grandfather? I do. Unlike the first half, I suspect the falls of Crossbell State will be thrust into the spotlight one after another, to which the major powers will no doubt be as demanding as they've ever been. However, I'm also concerned about Dieter. During our latest diet session, he was rather enthusiastic about introducing some truly radical ideas. Such drive comes with youth, and I do respect that. However, I worry about what direction it may take us today. I hadn't thought about it that way. Mr. Greenwood alluded to Major Claw having some kind of plan for the last half of the conference. I can profess to know the details myself, but I'm certain he'll bring it to the table sooner rather than later. And whether it turns out to be good or for ill depends entirely on how the conference proceeds, isn't that right, Speaker? Precisely. As Speaker, it's imperative that I lend my utmost support to Mayor Kwa during the trade conference. It is no simple duty, to be sure, but I will do what I can to fulfill it. Of course. Best of luck, Grandfather. None of us can afford to lose our focus during the second half of the conference. We'll also need to be especially wary of whatever security proposal two major powers bring to the floor. That is very true. As speaker, it's imperative that I lend my utmost support to the Mayor Croix during the trade conference. It is no simple duty, to be sure, but I will do what I can to fulfill it. Well, I'm pretty sure he's the best man for the job. Definitely. You're the special support section, correct? Princess Claudia told me to let you pass. Feel free to go in if you'd like to visit. Before everything happened, we got told that we're not allowed into these rooms during the intermission. And at the moment it seems that everyone is willing to let the SSS go in. I am a little bit proud of that because it means that the reputation of our, let's say, group has gone up to a point that a lot of people respect us in some which way. And it's a very good thing. Even if Lloyd isn't as confident in it just yet. But I think we're gonna leave the other rooms for the next episode. I'm gonna leave it right here. Because we still have Claudia's room, and on the other side we have, of course, Olivier, and of course Dieter's room as well. So there's going to be interesting conversation there too, especially considering that we just heard that Dieter might have some radical ideas they want to present itself at the second half of the conference, which sounds very intriguing. Also a quite risky thing to do during something as important as this. So all very, very interesting topics. So yeah, that's definitely going to be for the next time. So for now, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are. And if you're still here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and be back next time as we continue to talk to everyone during this intermission and see what we can find out to make sure that the next half will go as smoothly as possibly can, considering what's coming. See you then. Bye bye.